Hi and welcome to the Geek Legion of Doom. This is a B-movie review. Today I'm going to be having a look at White Tiger. Now this isn't a review of a little known Marvel Comics character. This is an action film made in the mid-90s starring Gary Busey and, I can never pronounce this guy's name, Kari Hiroyuki Tagawa. So, this basically is the story of Gary Daniels' character, who's a D.e.a agent, and he's involved in a drug bust with this main bad guy played by that Asian actor I'm not going to try and read again. And his character's called Victor Chow, and he's this like triad sort of mafia bad guy who's created this sort of designer drug that's going to replace heroin and it's more addictive and what have you. And basically the kind of triad sort of elite, if you like, don't want him to do this. They don't want to sort of get involved in this job. He's kind of going off on his own thing. So Gary Daniels and a bunch of other D.e.a agents try to sort of break up this drug deal, and in doing so, Gary Daniels' sort of best friend and partner is killed in the process by Victor Chow, and sort of Gary Daniels basically swears revenge. So the first thing I would say this is the story is going to be fairly cliche. It's not a particularly original story. We've seen this kind of thing before, certainly kind of in this sort of period of time, sort of mid-90s when this was made. But it's a very, very good film, I would say, for the sort of limited budget and obviously the time that it's made. And the story really is obviously sort of his journey on trying to find Victor Chow. He meets up with this kind of like female woman of mystery who may or may not be sort of like helping him, or maybe working for the bad guys at the same time. We kind of don't know until the end. And it's a kind of really a cat and mouse game. Quite a lot of action scenes in between. Quite a lot of martial arts, and culminating in a sort of like an explosive finale. And that's kind of really the plot. Like I said, it's there's plot wise, it's fairly kind of a standard sort of thing. But I would say this film is shot extremely well. It looks fantastic considering the budget. This looks like it should have been a lot sort of higher budget release than it kind of was. It's got some fantastic set pieces. It's very well made. The action is fantastic. The acting is all always pretty good. I think Gary Daniels is sadly underrated as one of those sort of action stars. But their supporting cast as well are all pretty good. The fight scenes I think are fantastically choreographed, and I say Gary Daniels is a great martial artist, and the fight scenes look authentic when they're at it. It's a really, really good film. The only other minor complaint I would have with this film is I did find sometimes the audio a little bit hard to hear. Now I had to watch it on VHS admittedly, so that could be that. But I found in certain scenes where they're talking, there's like a plane going over in the background and where they're at an airport, and I just couldn't hear what they were saying. And there's a couple of instances where that happens as well. So I don't necessarily think it's the mix, it's just the way that it's shot. It's just picking up a lot of background noise and stuff like that, but that's fairly minor quibble. So apart from that, and I say the story is not particularly imaginative, those sort of criticisms aside, this is a very, very decent action film, and it kind of holds up fairly well, even by today's standards. It's aged fairly well, and you wouldn't think it was an older film, so I can definitely recommend it if you would have put it on now. Apart from maybe some of the sort of like mobile phones and stuff, it doesn't look like it. So it was an old style film. So can recommend this film actually. I would say it's a decent action film with some good martial arts in it, likable characters. Victor Chow as a bad guy I thought was great. The actor has got the most expressive eyebrows I think I've ever seen. He was Shang Tsung in Mortal Kombat. It's the same actor. So very, I can recommend this film. I'll give this one an 8 out of 10. So high praise, I would say. Go and check it out if you haven't seen it. Let me know what you think, and I look forward to seeing you next time. See you later.